Good afternoon, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+. This is Rich again, back for your first video blog of the day for Saturday, June 4th, 2016, around 3 p.m. in Billerica, Massachusetts. Mix and sun and clouds today. Highs in the 70s. Get out and enjoy it because Sunday afternoon and Sunday night, heavy-duty rain. 1 to as much as 3 inches per rain in the area. So it's not going to be good, but we do need the rain. And next week's temperatures are actually going to get cooler. It seems like when we reached 92 degrees a few weeks ago last Saturday in Boston, the temperature has not been going hot and humid. It's actually been being cooler, which is not good. Some news to report. The Toronto Blue Jays beat the Boston Red Sox last night by the score of 5-2. And it's Happy National Hug a Cat Day. And sad news to report in the world of boxing. Former heavyweight champion of the world, Muhammad Ali, passed away last night in Phoenix, Arizona, of respiratory problems related to his Parkinson's disease. Muhammad Ali was suffering from Parkinson's disease for many, many years. It was so sad. He was 74 years old. He was the greatest boxer of all time. He was a good talker. He won many great prize fights. And he had developed an unbreakable bond with Howard Cosell. And so sad. Prayers to his family. And he's reunited with Howard Cosell in heaven. And that's about it on the news. My first video blog subject of the day is about the former sports newspaper, the National Sports Daily. The National Sports Daily was around for approximately 16 and a half months, from January 31st, 1990 through June 13th, 1991, and it was the first and only daily sports newspaper in the United States, focusing on all sports, including baseball, basketball, football, hockey, golf, tennis, auto racing, and pro wrestling, among others. And it was founded by Emilio Azamara Milmo, whose family founded the Univision network, and also Milmo at the time was the president of TV Aztec, a Spanish language station in the United States. And the National Sports Daily followed two other sports only newspapers in other countries, and they were shooting for big time circulation, and at its peak it had 250,000 newspapers printed, and the publisher was Peter O. Price. The editor-in-chief was Frank DeFord, and the associate editor was Vince Dolan, and the managing editor was Van McKenzie. And the price of the National Sports Daily was 50 cents. And when it was launched, they start launching it by market. They used the same printing press as the Wall Street Journal, but they had to get it out earlier than the Wall Street Journal, and many times the scores of the previous night's games were not in the National. That hurt them. Plus, in addition, what also hurt the National was a lot of advertisement was not, they couldn't get a lot of advertisement. And they didn't even have home delivery until late in the game. But they assembled a great writing staff of writers. It was the murderer's row of sports writing, as Bill Simmons said. They had Ed Hilton, who covered NASCAR, Chris Mortensen, the NFL. They also had Tony Kornheiser, Norman Chad, Mike Lupica, Jay Mariotti, Lee Monville, and David Meltzer, who wrote a pro wrestling section, and so many others. But the National came at a time where they had big time recession, and you could only buy it at retail places, and sometimes they didn't even sell them there. And also, a lot of people got their sports news from the USA Today and their local sports newspapers, and they had to cut a lot of staff by Christmas of 1990, and they raised the price of the National Sports Daily from 50 cents to 75 cents, and to try to be profitable. They were aiming for 1 million of circulation by the turn of the 21st century, but that did not happen. In the last ditch effort to get the National to be kind of profitable, they started an online edition of the National Sports Daily with one of the first online public online distributors, CompuServe, but they did not work out at all, and more they weren't getting advertisements. They raised it up to $1 in April of 1991. That was the death blow. More like layoffs and cuttings back on circulation. Finally, the National Sports Daily the plug was pulled on June 13th, 1991, which was a sad day. And Frank Ford, who was the editor-in-chief, says the National was a great idea, but it started at a bad time with the recession of 1990, and it was very sad. I read the National a few times when I was a young kid, and it was pretty good. It was a good newspaper, but it should have been given a chance. It should have got more advertisements, but it didn't happen. And that's about it on that. The second and final video blog subject of the night's coming up, and it's going to be about Pro Basketball Hall of Famer Reggie Miller. Keep calm, everybody. I'm a Julie Bunny guy. Molly was a blood of WCCO. Roxanne has nice legs. Elizabeth Hutt's so stunning. She's got nice legs as well. Amy Swensley, so awesome. Bob Gibbs of ABC 11 has that sweet Southern accent, and her legs are so nice. And Linda Church is such a cool guy. And in the words of Sean Lucha, get out! Bye!